I thought it was important to show this data of how much distrust there is in the world right now, and it is ever increasing in the age of AI. Darker hues of green are the places with more trust. These are places that were surveyed and agreed with the statement, most people can be trusted. And the places that are lighter are places that didn't agree that most people can be trusted and that you should be suspicious. This will only get worse. Like right now, it's horrible. And it's really a sensitive time because there are so many elections happening globally where AI can generate some pretty believable content. And again, if you're not educated in it, you will be incredibly vulnerable to different agendas. And unfortunately, there is a correlation with the countries that don't believe people can be trusted have a higher vulnerability to authoritarian ruling. So like dictatorships and things like that. When you don't have community, right? You are more vulnerable to powerful groups that lead and fearmonger. So it's super important that we are confident in ourselves in detecting AI-generated content and being aware that there are agendas behind them. And AI is super affecting geopolitics. I just look at these three of the main, I would say the main ones are the US and China are really leading the way with AI develop. I mean, there's of course other countries as well, India and Canada, and I could go on and on, but I had to simplify the slide just to make the point. In Europe, there are a lot of laws that protect humanity, like GDPR, the new AI Act that's going into law right now, that is focused on making sure that people aren't vulnerable to AI as far as people profiting off of them and using their data without consent. You know, of course, we want to safeguard AI. If it's effective, that's another story. It's a delicate act of balancing safeguarding versus limiting innovation is a whole other topic. And then in the US, there is a lot of investment in AI, but in the laws around AI that are being developed have quite a bit of loopholes in the interest of corporations and in the government. So right now we're looking at high investment of AI in the military and commercial gain. And then in China and some other countries, we're seeing AI being invested for state power, so governance and social control. It has a lot of concerns about data privacy. And overall, if we're talking about geopolitics, the whole world, I saw a really great graphic that I wish I made a slide on, but it showed that countries in Asia are incredibly invested in AI and into AI and excited about it and are all in. And when you actually look at the US and Europe, they're like way down here. So Asia is very much full throttle going for AI, while US and Europe, not so much. So it's kind of contextual. There's a lot going on. And I tried to simplify it as much as possible to communicate the landscape. But I also wanted to bring awareness to all that goes into AI. It's not just a cloud in the sky. It's under your feet. It's made of earth, and it requires a lot of human labor. Some in data centers, in offices, or even remote workers, data labeling, and others with a very high human cost to the worst extent. So there's a lot of, as AI is at the moment, it does come with a cost, and it is good to be aware so we can work towards and invest in the solutions it doesn't have to be this way, right? There doesn't have to be the human cost. There doesn't have to be the cost of the earth, which can be leading to climate change, protests, a lot of instability, an arms race, and, all of these conflicts around different resources. I believe in actually I believe we need more energy. I think energy helps us use technology that makes our life much better and in the lives of everywhere around the world. It's not just for certain groups of people to enjoy, it's for everyone. AI could be totally 100% clean energy. There are several solutions out there right now that we could be investing in. The obvious is, wind power, and it could be harvested in Northern Europe, or geothermal energy in Iceland, or solar energy in Southwest USA. Or I didn't put it here, but I really like assistant professor in the University of Porto here in Portugal, Maria Braga, invented these really cool glass batteries that are can charge way more than a lithium battery and are safer and don't compromise the earth as much. Or there's Microsoft just came up with another great alternative for a solid state electrolyte. It took only 80 hours to discover using AI. AI did an analysis of all of the different materials, natural resources that we could use as alternative ways of using it, and within 80 hours found something that could reduce lithium use by 70%. So, we could totally wipe out these issues that we're talking about in the matter of days if our focus is there. And of course, AI can be used to make us more sustainable with resource optimization. So like I was saying, with the drones that can just water where it's needed instead of what we're doing now, where it just shoots water everywhere and hopefully works out. I'm super optimistic, and I think it's only a matter of time. I would fully, identify at this point with Solarpunk. If you're familiar with it, I think this is a really great, at least aesthetic example of Solarpunk. Solarpunk is when nature and technology really work together. I hope, we're all kind of working towards this. Funny enough, this is from a Chobani commercial, but the artist, I think, is pretty radical in this idea of what the future could be. So there are tons of examples here of using AI and robots to create the world that we want, that is human-centered, earth-centered, and saves us from damaging labor, and robots and technology can take care of things so that we can be more human and enjoy our community, our land more.